stranger to the dark. Though we pray today, we all live our lives apart. Humanity's lost sight of all we are. Like our names and race define all we are. But I won't let us turn ourselves to dust, 'cause I know that there is hope for us, for we are glorious. Even though the world is crashing down, though the floods may rise, we won't drown now. This is you, this is me, this isn't who we're meant to be. I believe, look at what we've become. Another child is dead to a sound of the gun. Another war, another day, another life taken away. Yet I believe, where have we gone? I'm not ashamed to believe. I have faith in humanity. I believe. Every race, every color, every nation and every tribe, every poet, every musician, every merciless dictator, every soldier in every war, every casualty, every worshiper and every believer, every skeptic, every saint and every sinner, every child taking their first breath and every child taking their last, every mother, every father, every man, woman, and child, everyone to have ever existed or will ever exist, will have lived the story I'm going to share with you today. The story of humanity. Now, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Grace. I was born into the Milky Way galaxy, planet Earth, New Zealand, Aotearoa, Auckland, South to be specific. Manurewa, my home. Now, listening to the speeches that have already been shared, I realize I may have taken the name of this competition a little too literal. Storytellers. But what better way to share with you than in the timeless art of storytelling? The story of humanity. Or more specifically, the story of humanity in today's world. The beginning. Every story has one. And the beginning of this story has been lived over and over again, time after time. Birth. We are all born with a moral compass. And as we grow up, we begin to learn more about what is right and what is wrong. The problem with this generation is that humanity has become the justification of our inhumane behavior, redefining morality. But how do you redefine what is right and what is wrong? Yet somehow I see it all over the news and in media. A generation of people who have a distorted definition of humanity. Or even worse, a generation that just doesn't care. Thousands of immigrants deported out of the US because of Donald Trump's immigration policy. As a result, over 2,000 children separated from their families. These same kids are being made to represent themselves in immigration court because they don't qualify as US citizens and do not have the right to an attorney. Children. Kids as young as 2 to 3. And I don't know about you, but my 3-year-old niece can't even speak properly. Junior Bronx was 15 years old when he was stabbed and murdered by 8 grown men. He died on the streets as dozens of people filmed and watched him bleed to death. He was 15. Jamal Dunn, 22. Taunted and filmed by a group of teenage boys as he drowned and died. XXXTentacion, a famous rapper, shot and murdered. And you may laugh, but people filmed and posted about his death, but no one did anything to to help him. And for what? For a couple of likes on Instagram? A few retweets and followers are now worth a man's life? And it's not just America. New Zealand has the highest suicide rate. 606 people killed themselves from 2016 to 2017. Why is this an option for our people? For anyone? Bullying, domestic violence, fighting, gangs, the adoration of colors before the content of one's character, addiction, drug abuse, racism, nepotism, rape. This is our reality, our present. This is how the story goes. Every story has a beginning. Everybody's the same. Woven in the womb of their mother, birthed through every crack and every tear, born with a choice, given a compass to navigate through every right and every wrong. Everyone responsible for the world that we live in today. Every moment of judgment, every moment of silence and every moment of injustice, every post, every call never made, every vote, every policy passed, every fight, every glass, every time she was asking for it, every time it was just a joke, every time you never folded, every child neglected and every cry for help ignored, every choice. And everyone to have ever have lived or will ever live will die. And the story will end. But everyone has the ability to make the world a better place. There is still hope for humanity. We have not gone too far that we cannot find the road to righteousness, to make things right, to rewrite our story. I'm not ashamed to believe, and I have faith in humanity. But it starts with you.